Our next speaker of the day is an MBBS graduate who broke new ground by passing the highly competitive CSS exam and now serves as Assistant Director General at Headquarters Military Lands and Cantonment. She is one of the celebrated Sher sisters, all of whom cleared CSS and shattered stereotypes with grace and grit. Today, she will share how she forged a path less traveled from medicine to civil service. Please welcome Dr. Sassi Malik Sher.
Assalamu alaikum, ladies and gentlemen. There was a very kind introduction done here already, and some of you might already know me, but I'd like to reintroduce myself again. My name is Dr. Sassi Malik Sher, and I graduated and did my MBBS back in 2016. I'm one of the Sher sisters, the 5 sisters who qualified the CSS exam. And then I had qualified mine back in 2017. And then I qualified again in 2019. I took the exam again because I was not very happy with the group I was allocated in, and I don't easily give up. So I kept on going until I got what I wanted. I would like to start with the few lines of Robert Frost which have actually changed my life. 2 roads diverged in the woods, and sorry, I could not travel both. So I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. And that is absolutely true in my case. I did choose the way less traveled by, and that did make all the difference. So let me tell you a little story. There was this little boy with green eyes, and he was born in an area which was very, very, very extremely conservative. So during his childhood period, he kept on, like Madam Diana said, she would question all the things. That was the person who said that he used to question all the things. Why are the girls not allowed to go to school? Why are the girls not going to college? Why is she not marrying the person she likes? So on and so forth. But the cultural roots were strong. That is how the things were. And questioning made things even worse. So a time came when that green-eyed kid stopped asking questions, but that kept on building inside of him. According to that little boy, when he was one day wearing the uniform for his school, he noticed that his sisters were entering the kitchen. And he questioned himself, what did he have to go to school? Why was he so extra when his sisters were not? And as the sisters and brothers, the siblings sit down, you must have done it when you were kids, and discuss the future plans and ideas, and I'll become a pilot and you'll become a teacher, and who would become what? He said that when he grew up, he was entering the university for higher education. The sisters were entering somebody else's houses as wives. They were married off, leaving all the dreams behind, whatever they wanted to become, whatever they wanted to be. So much that could have been done was not done, left untouched. And he saw all of that happening not only to his sisters, but all the girls around him. So time passed, he got a good government job, and later on when he got home, he told his mother just one thing, that when you marry me off to a woman, make sure that she is educated. I don't care how she looks like, I don't care where she belongs to, I just want one educated woman. And that man married my mother. And my mother, my father and my mother, they had 5 beautiful daughters. I am the 3rd one. He was that one person, the breaker of chains, the person who did not follow the culture, that did not align with his thoughts. He did not let the people around him tell him, because there were a lot of family members pressurizing him, you have 5 girls, stop spending on their education. You need to get them married, like take care of these things, get the dowry built. What are you doing? You're spending all the money on the education. He did not listen to any of them. And when the last one qualified the CSS exam in 2019, her name is Zoha, the sound, the name of Sher sisters, my grandfather's name, echoed nationwide, even internationally, when he was told throughout his life that you have 5 daughters, no sons, your name is not going to go forward. Everybody remembers the name of my grandfather through us 5 sisters. So we were basically never raised to, to submit, to fit in. He was a different father. He would tell us different stories. He would tell us different ideas, his vision, how to grow in life, what to become. Just follow your dreams, be yourself. Never for once in my life, ever, I had the pressure of marrying, at all. I married when I was 30. Not a problem at all. And I've seen in my family, when the girls used to turn 20, the breathing of the parents would stop, that she's 20 already and she's not getting married. So this is all the change that one person brought into everybody's life here, around us. So I usually, because I'm his daughter, of course, I followed the league. I was also the breaker of chains, and I've done a number of things in my life. I'm 35 years old, but I think I have achieved a lot in that. Well, in 2017, the system was revamped. It was revamped in 2016 and is now being changed again for 2027 again. Back then, 3 of my sisters were already CSS officers. I was the 4th one to take the exam. I had all the notes, I had all the things that would help me with the exam, but the system had changed. When the first one was taking the exam, every person who had qualified the CSS exam already, when my parents would go talk to them, they would tell them that you have to study everything, like you have to do everything, and nobody knows what everything means. So she started with world history and started learning all the things. Later on, when she was filling the form, she got to know that you actually have 12 subjects, 6 compulsory, 6 options. That's all that you have to do. But nobody was guiding properly. When I took the exam, because the system had changed, though I had guidance at home, still it was not a lot of help. So I joined an academy. Again, it's sort of a business nowadays. It was also not very helpful. Then I started preparing from scratch. I took 1 whole year. Your doctors, you understand, after MBBS, I didn't even do my house job. I didn't go for it. There were people ending their house jobs, starting their part 1 preparation, and I was there stuck in the preparation of CSS exam, which was not even certain that I'll qualify or not. And I used to talk to my friends and tell them that I feel like my time has stopped. All of you are like moving ahead, and I'm just stuck. But I have to do this. Then the exam happened and I qualified, and I promised myself that I would probably be the last person in Pakistan who had no idea how to go about it. So I made a page with the name of Sassi's Life on Instagram, and I started guiding people. Today, that page has a following of 273,000, which makes me the most followed CSS officer on social media. And it's not just me. Now I have a team that takes care of that page, and almost 1,000 plus messages of guidance are shared every day in the inbox. So I make sure this message breaks my heart when I receive that somebody says, I do not know the basics of CSS, please tell me what it is. It reminds me of my parents back then. They were taking my sister to everyone, the eldest one, and how to take this exam, how to deal with it, which subjects to take, please help us. But there was nobody around. Then taking it one step further, I found a gap between the physical and the social media. The cloud on the internet was being taken care of. But then on ground, I felt like checking, evaluation, all these things were missing. So my mother built an institute by the name of Civil Services Institute, and now we have marked 1,000th student in batch 8 last month. I joined my medical college and I announced, because the president of the college was called the literary secretary in our college. So the literary secretary basically was the president of the college. And I very blatantly announced that in final year, I am going to be the LS of this college. So the teachers, few teachers heard this statement and called me. And they told me that girls are not allowed to be an LS of the college. And I was amazed. That was the first time ever in my 18, 19-year life that I was listening to this Because at home, we were never told, you're girls and you cannot do this. So hats off to the administration of this college, because the president here was a girl, and there was another manager who was a girl. So this is for that college, that girls can do it and girls can do it better. Yes. Okay, I think coming back to the topic, Rahe Talash, the beyond the obvious, I think that fortune favors the brave. We believe in the opportunities given. We wait for the opportunities to come to us. I think we make them for us. Nature falls in love with a stubborn heart. I am one of those people who have never given up, never ever. If I have to stay up all night, if I have to travel all the way to another country, I would do that if I want something done. I was a little kid, I was 4 years old, and my maternal uncle, he told me this story. We call him Zebi Mamu, he's my Mamu. So he said that we adults were having a discussion and you were disturbing us a lot. So we told you, just go out. There are rabbits out there, go get a rabbit and bring it inside. He said, of course, nobody catches a rabbit and nobody can. So he said, for good 1 to 2 hours, you were gone. We discussed at length and we saw you from the window. You were running here and there. And he said, we all of a sudden forgot all about it. He said, after 1.5 hours, you came back holding the rabbit by the ears and you were drenched in sweat and you said, Zebi Mamu, there you go. I got the rabbit for you. So that, I think, is how it's done. It's a little example from my life as a kid. But when I grew up, the first posting was Deputy Executive Officer at Chaklala Cantonment Board. Finances were not really good in Rawalpindi. We were given a task of planting some trees. And the finances, of course, were not that good. So I wrote to the Forest Department requesting them to send us trees, and they send you all the plants for free. They sent us 27,000 trees. Now, we did not have the manpower. So I went around in all the schools and colleges in Rawalpindi and requested all the people, the volunteers, to show up if they're interested. 300 people showed up. We planted 27,000 trees in 1 month without spending a single penny. So where there's a will, there's a way. Thank you. I was a cantonment executive officer at Attak Cantonment Board. Again, not a very financially stable Kent. So there was no library for the little kids. The school was up till 5th class. So I was feeling bad that they don't understand how the library works, how the library cards work, and nobody's ever going to teach them. So I talked to the British Council. We made a deal, and there was a local shopkeeper. We made a van used to come with all the books of that shopkeeper. British Council was sponsoring them, and they would come every week, would give the books, lend the books to kids. We made library cards, they understood the procedure of library, and next week they would return the books and get another one. So you don't really need money to do all the things. If you put your heart and mind to something that you need to get it done, you can. Women can actually do it all. I am a mother of 2. I'm a wife. I was a doctor. I'm a CSS officer. And I also take care of my social media account. Each of this is basically another independent job. But I do all of this all together. And I think women have this in them, that they can juggle a lot of things all together. Here I would like to add that women can reach this climax, they can reach this epitome with the help of their fathers, brothers. The male intervention is very, very important. There's a little message for all the boys who are sitting here. You're potential fathers of future. You're the husbands of future. You'll have kids, you'll have families. Please, I want you to understand the concept of double shift. Wherever I go, I talk about it. Because our fathers used to provide for everything and mothers used to be mostly housewives, very few women used to work. But now, almost all the girls are working. But the problem is, They go to office, they work in the morning. When they come back home, they're expected to do exactly everything which our mothers used to do in their time. So in international relations, IR, this new term has been introduced, and they call it the double shift. The second shift starts the moment she reaches home, teaching the kids, bathing them, cooking, doing everything. So please, when you, in your future, have a wife who is working, make sure that she's not the only person taking the burden of double shift on her shoulders. Make sure in all the chores you're there to help her. You only get to have this one life. Make sure you actually spend it in things that you love. If you don't like something, just let go of it. Right there and then. Believe you me, sometimes it feels like something means the world to you. It takes just 21 days to forget something. That's not that, I don't say that, psychology says that. 21 straight days, if you're not in touch with something, you get rid of it. So anything that is not good for your peace of mind, let go of it. Your religion also tells you to do that, right? You read fairy tales as kids for the first time in your lives. And you must read fairy tales once you grow up as well. Roald Dahl said, those who do not believe in magic will never find it. So step number one to achieving anything is believing in magic, believing in yourself, believing in your dreams, believing in your goals, whatever you want in your life. I would like to end my speech on a little story from Alice in Wonderland, apart from Alice in Wonderland. As I said, you need to read the fairy tales again as a grown-up. Story, Alice was going, and she was Alice in Wonderland. Of course, she was lost. So she was just going and had no destination. She finds a Cheshire cat. The cat was in the tree. And she asks the cat which way to go, because she found two paths. There was one going to the left and the other one was going to the right. And the cat said, where do you want to go? What's your destination? And Alice said, I don't know. So the cat replied, then it doesn't matter. Take whichever road you want. If you do not know your destination or your goal, you would not know what path to take, and it might take a very long path for you to realize later on what you wanted in life. With that, I'd like to take my leave. It was an honor being here. Thank you so much for having me here tonight. Pakistan, Zindabad.